For the past month, something strange kept happening with my car. Every morning, the driver's seat was pushed back, the mirrors were tilted, and the radio was set to a station I never listened to. At first, I blamed myself. Stress, exhaustion, forgetting things. But the changes kept happening, small at first, then more noticeable. Until one morning, I sat down and realized the seat was adjusted for someone much taller than me. That's when I stopped making excuses. I placed tape over the door seams before bed. When I checked the next morning, the tape was broken. Someone had gotten inside. I went to a mechanic, convinced it was a faulty lock. He ran tests, shook his head, and said, "Your locks are perfect. Nobody's opening this without a key." My stomach dropped. I only had one spare, and it wasn't missing. So I set my phone inside the car one night, camera recording. I hid it under the seat, flashlight off. The next morning, the phone was gone. That was the moment I knew. Someone wasn't just getting into my car. Someone was trying to erase every trace of themselves. I reported it to the police. They told me it was probably a prank. They told me to stay aware. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was losing control of my own space, my own routine, my own reality. Then yesterday, something changed. I parked in the office garage at 8:03 a.m., tired, distracted, running late for a meeting. When I got inside the car after work, everything felt wrong. The seat was still warm, my mirrors were angled too high, the steering wheel was lowered, and my glove compartment was left slightly open. Like someone closed it in a hurry. I almost called the police again until I noticed something I hadn't seen before. A faint scent. Cologne. Not mine, not anyone I knew. I sat there, frozen, thinking through every person in my life. Then I remembered something small, a detail I had ignored. My coworker Jacob had commented last week that my car looked fun to drive. I laughed it off. But now, I replayed every moment in my head, how he always arrived before me, how he always left after me, how he always parked one level below mine, how he always knew when I was working late. And then, I remembered the security guard mentioning that someone had been wandering around level B on slow afternoons. Someone tall, someone quiet, someone who looked a lot like Jacob. Tonight, I went back down to the garage before leaving work, not to confront him, just to check. My car was parked exactly where I left it. But as I approached, I saw movement through the windshield. Someone sitting in my driver's seat, perfectly still, hands resting on the wheel, mirrors angled, seat adjusted, rehearsing, practicing, preparing. When I stepped forward, he didn't look up. He kept adjusting the seat, closer, then farther, finding the perfect position. His voice was calm when he finally spoke. "I needed it to feel right," he whispered. "So when the real night comes, I'll know exactly how to drive your car." He turned slowly, and I felt something inside me collapse. He wasn't stealing from me. He wasn't stalking me. He was getting ready to be me. My routine, my car, my schedule, my habits. He'd learned all of them, and he was planning to take the next step, the final step, into my life. Now I'm standing at the edge of the garage ramp, phone in my hand, too terrified to move, too terrified to leave. Because if he's been practicing for weeks, then tonight might be the night he's finally ready.